As usual, I wait till the hype train dies down before I do my ranking. So here is my ranking of all 8 Mission Impossible films. Before we get into the ranking, I want to preface this by saying that I enjoy all of the Mission Impossible movies. I think they are the most consistent franchise out there. I think they're all pretty good movies, if not some of the best genre-defining action films of all time. And Tom Cruise is one insane man. Coming in last, and I don't think it's a hot take, is Mission Impossible 2. I don't mind Mission Impossible 2. I think it's a fun and entertaining movie, but it feels like a totally different franchise. I think some of the action sequences are well choreographed. I think there's a lot of fun to be had. There's a lot of good chemistry between Tom Cruise and Thandie Newton. But overall, the movie just doesn't feel like it belongs in the Mission Impossible universe. Coming in 7th place is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I think Final Reckoning has some of the most brilliant action sequences of all time, but I think it's a little bit overbloated in terms of its plot. It didn't need this grandiose world-ending plot to be a good movie. The story and the narrative didn't really pay off in the overall long run, but I think some of the most amazing action sequences are in this film. The water submarine sequence, the airplane fight at the very end, I think they're all just revolutionary. At 6th place, we have the first Mission Impossible, the one that started it all. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely 90s cheese, and I'm all here for it. Tom Cruise looks incredibly young. The movie hits the ground running, and you're just in for the ride. It's a lot of fun. A lot of cool suspense and action, and I'm pretty sure for the era it was some really cool action sequences. Even though some of it has become a little dated, it's still a fun watch. This is where I feel like Mission Impossible found its stride in Mission Impossible 3. The action sequences are refined. I mean, a little bit too much shaky cam for my taste, but I think the romance is really well handled in this film. And the action sequences have been elevated into what we expect Mission Impossible to be. This really cool stunt fest with disguises and espionage and all these cool spy gadgets. It's a lot faster paced, and it's just a really entertaining time. This might be controversial, but I think the upper half of the Mission Impossible franchise going forward is really interchangeable because the quality is just so high. The action, you get so many different actions and character moments, and that's where I will, for right now, I'll put at 4 Mission Impossible Fallout. It really elevates the espionage and spy aspect of the films. I think there's a lot of cool twists in the film and some really cool sequences that really define the franchise and the genre as a whole. And it's just one of those really great epic action films that really have you coming back for more, and the more you watch it, the more you'll discover it and enjoy. Coming at number 3 is Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. This is what a sequel should have been. Right after Mission Impossible 4, we get this one, and there's just so many cool characters that are introduced, and it really expands the world. And you get the introduction of one of the most interesting characters in this franchise that isn't Ethan Hunt, in Ilsa Fausch. The drama, the action, everything is just top notch, and it a million miles a second. The action never really stops, and it keeps going. Number 2 is going to be Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. This was some of the most fun I've had at the cinemas, especially after COVID and everything. This was the big blockbuster that we kind of needed, and I wish a lot more people had supported it because this has some of the most fun action, some of the best storytelling in the Mission Impossible franchise, some of the best chase sequences. Everything is just top notch, and it knows when to slow it down. It knows when to go a little balls to the wall, and it knows how to keep the story fun and fast paced, even though it's being super long. It kind of ties back some of the storylines from the original films, and it really did set up for a really great finale, which I would just wish Dead Reckoning or Final Reckoning could have delivered on. My favorite is Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. It's a whole lot of fun. It's really where Mission Impossible started becoming a household name and became the franchise that we all love. It has some of the coolest action sequences. Again, the franchise, I think the Dubai sequence while he's climbing the glass building is just one of the most amazing sequences. Him running away from the sandstorm. The introduction of Jeremy Renner's character in here added a cool new dynamic. It knew when to slow things down, and I appreciate that about Mission Impossible sometimes, to have those really quiet more espionage, quiet moments, and not always just be a mile a minute action sequence. So that's my ranking. What's your guys's? Let's sound off in the comments below.